All right. So we're gonna move on to our second group. All right. And so this was a duo group, a two-man group. We were a little short with them, but they definitely held their own. And so we're gonna have up next Joandi, Mercedes, and Patrick Sanchez. And I don't think that they made their website a abbreviation, so they can tell you what that is. But here they are with Easy Recipe. So Joandi, you can go ahead and share, and I guess Pat, you can get started.
Hello, my name is Patrick Sanchez. I'm 14 years old and I go to school at Harlem Village Academies. I am also a developer at Code for Life, and I am the leader of the front end code and designer of the project Easy Recipes. So today I would like to show you how to use our website. I just want to show and I just want to show you how to use the website. But before I show you, I just want to tell you a problem, the biggest problem that we had while making this website, which was how we wanted the design to be and how it would fit with our website and how we would transfer the functionality from our old plain looking website to the new one that we have right now. So first, we go to the bottom of the website and this is where we type our ingredients. So we would and first let's type apples, for example. And we see that our values as results is below the search box, which you can use. And if we put, let's say, pears next, we can see that the pears is next to the apples. And if we click the button when we're finished adding the recipes or the ingredients, voila, there are some recipes that you can use. This is very easy to use in case you need to come up with a recipe for your parents, or if it's with your siblings, or even if you're cooking for yourself. And with that, let's move on to the back end with my teammate, Joanie Mercedes.
Great job, Pat.
Okay. Hello all. My name is Giovanni Mercedes. I am 13 years old and I go to Harlem Village Academies East, and I'm a developer at Code for Life, and I was the leader of the backend and functionality of Easy Recipes. So today I want to walk you through the steps we took to build the Easy Recipe that you know today. So the most crucial thing that you really want to know about Easy Recipes is that all our data is sourced from an API, which is basically a really big ball of data that comes from any company or whatever. So basically, our API was called Spoonacular, and it provided us with a lot of useful information, and was pretty much the centerpiece of our whole project.
So
Spoonacular, huh?
you want to share your screen at all, or you mean to be on here?
Yeah, I mean to be on
Sorry.
Got it, Chris. He's got
Correct. I am standing corrected.
it.
Okay. So the most important thing to know about um wait Spoonacular isn't really a singular API, but it's more like a father of like tons of APIs upon APIs upon APIs. It's great. So one of the APIs that we used from Spoonacular was called recipe slash find by ingredients, which required an input of an ingredient, and it would respond with the recipes that involved with that ingredient, which was exactly like it was perfect for what we were trying to accomplish with Easy Recipe. So the API used URLs that took in multiple parameters. The first one, which was required, was my API key, which gave me private access to the API. Without it, I wouldn't be able to access any of the data. And the other one was the actual ingredient that you wanted recipes for, which in this case would be a user input, as you can see. So as soon as I came to realization of this, I realized that each time a user would input an ingredient, you would essentially need a whole new URL. So each time you put in this, like, I don't know, chicken, for example, that's like a whole new URL. So what I did was in the code on line 57, where is that? Right. It's up right here. All right. So as you can see, I destructured the URL into three different parts. This part was a part that every API, I mean not API, URL needed, like the basic URL stuff. And then I made the input value in the spot of where the parameter of the ingredients was needed. So this part is basically what the user inputs. And this one is a variable of the API key, which again gives me access. And I made it a variable so I could stay away from hard coding as much as possible. So as you can see, input.value, wait, I already explained that. Why am I repeating myself? So to make sure that the user only inputted ingredients, I added a check. Added a check somewhere to right here. So the check basically makes sure that whatever the user inputs actually exists in the API, or at least what the API is gonna look for, to prevent any bugs or anything. And also, if the user were to just click this button with nothing there, it would say add an ingredient before clicking this button. And well, if you add, let's say, some random gibberish like this, no results found for that ingredient, sorry. And then, well, yeah, that'd be it. So it wouldn't go through with anything. So now that we got over that first hurdle, our next hurdle would be getting the steps for each recipe, as you can see right here, like what this is. So that required yet another API from Spoonacular, which took in different parameters than what the previous API used. The first parameter was a part each URL needed, which was, well, this. The second would be the ID of each recipe and the API key as usual, or else I wouldn't have access. So using the ID from each recipe, I made another URL right here that's also destructured in a way that's like more not hard codey. I don't know. I don't know what to call it, but basically, as you can see, this is the part that each URL needed. Item.id resembles the ID of each recipe, which something you have to have. This is the rest of the API, and then this is the API key. So yeah. So now all I had to do was, so let's look at the console. This is the response I get every single time you press this button. In fact, it makes multiple responses at once because it gives you all of the recipes you can make with apples that are stored on the API. So in these arrays, we have to go deep within them. And as you can see, these are the steps that we need. So I had to go like dig into all those arrays, grab this data and put it on the screen, which sounds easy, but it was very lengthy, hard, a lot of trial and error. But yeah, I got it done. So, well, we got it done. So our next and final hurdle would be getting the ingredients you need on the screen, because me and Patrick realized that, well, maybe the user would like want to go shopping for the ingredients that you need, which would just make Easy Recipe a lot more useful. So luckily enough, I did not need another API for this. The data that we need, the ingredients that you need, was actually in the second API in this data. As you can see, if you go through all these arrays, you get this array of ingredients. So I just looped through every single ingredients array in each one of these steps, gathered all of the ingredients there, and then just slapped them onto the screen, like so. And so all I really had to do is just do a deep dive into all these arrays and then put them onto the screen. And well, yeah, that would just complete the back end and functionality of Easy Recipe. And this journey was very, very hard. It was fun, but hard. And it was a very fun adventure coding this. So I hope you found Easy Recipe interesting and maybe useful. And maybe it can become something bigger in the future. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.